It's Wednesday, May the 9th, 2018. Fighting my way through what could be even worse. Traffic. I've talked before about how I shouldn't complain about things that are really worse for a lot of other people, even in this area. Guy's Daily Drive. Okay, it's hump day. I hate that expression. It's so stupid. Everybody's always going, oh, it's okay, it's Wednesday, it's hump day. Over the hump. We're over the hump now. We're sliding into Friday. It's just another day of the week, dude. You got 2 days in, you got 2 more to go. Nothing to get all God, I can't even say the word. Celebratory. It's not even the right word. Celebratory. That's the word. Aluminum. That's the right word. So, still have cars on my mind. Still hitting car gurus. Still looking at Kia Souls. And as I look at cars, it reminded me of something I read just a few days ago. That Ford was getting ready to pretty much drop their entire car line. So things like this car that I'm driving now, the Ford Flex, they would no longer sell, which, you know, I can kind of understand because this is a really, 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 really big car, and it doesn't really have any advantages over the cars that they're going to concentrate on selling, or the vehicles, which would be like SUVs of various shapes and sizes. It just seems like it's a pretty radical step to just, other than the Mustang, and I don't remember in the story what was the other car that they were going to continue to sell, but I'm sure it was after the Mustang, whichever one was the best selling of their car-like vehicles. And again, it's probably making sense for a couple of reasons. Number one, for whatever reason, people just aren't buying cars anymore. They're not buying cars, or at least not American cars. And one of the advantages of SUVs, because they're a larger vehicle, you have a few more options when it comes to things like alternate fuels and alternate ways to power these vehicles. Whether you go with batteries or you go with hybrids, where it's a small gasoline engine that's, you know, keeping batteries charged up, or hydrogen. I said hydrogen. Won't be solar, but all these things have their disadvantages too. I mean, in order to replace every single car on the road with a car that uses batteries instead of gasoline, you know, what are the pros and cons? Well, the pros are, as individual cars, they're much less polluting, and they're also energy-wise more efficient. Gasoline-powered engines are not efficient, so that's some of the pluses. Some of the minuses are just how much we would have to mine for the materials in these batteries to have as many cars on the road that we do now. Sorry, excuse me. That's currently being powered by gasoline. It's a lot of batteries. And one of the other things that they don't talk about is what do you do with all of the spent batteries that can no longer hold a charge? Now you can recycle parts of them, but not all of it. So there's still a lot of stuff that ends up going either into landfill or they set off to the side to try to figure out what the heck they'll do with it later. That's batteries. Wind power, I think we can pretty much say, is not even a factor. Solar is a possibility if they can make solar cells much more efficient than they are now. And then remember what those solar cells are doing. The solar cells aren't like just sending power to the wheels of your car. They're basically charging batteries, and then the batteries are being used to power your car. So you have the disadvantages of batteries too. Don't forget that just because you're not pulling into a filling station to fill your car with gas, that there is no cost associated with recharging the batteries if you have a battery-powered car in your car. If you are lucky enough to live someplace that has pumps, for lack of a better term, basically something that you can plug your car into at night or when you get to work. You know, we're talking about a major change. Anytime there's a change like this, it's a huge disruption in the status quo. The last time there was a huge disruption in land-based vehicles was when the internal combustion engine became more popular than horses. So all of the people that had industry built around servicing horses pretty much died overnight as something that would need to be mass produced. Horseshoes, buggies, you adapt or die, which is pretty much the way that works. So if we replace all of the internal combustion engines with something else, that is a major, major change. But we're not really there yet. Getting close, but we're not there yet. Another possibility is hydrogen. Hydrogen has the advantage of being relatively easy to make, relatively inexpensive to make, but there are a few problems with it. And anyone who has ever heard of the dirigible, the Hindenburg, can probably guess where I'm going with this. Hydrogen is a highly volatile gas, and it really doesn't take very much to make it explode, and explode in a spectacular fashion. So what can you do get cars powered by hydrogen safely, you would need to have specially created tanks for hydrogen to be used. It would probably need to be double walled, and on the inside of those two walls you would have to have some kind of agent that would, once mixed, would neutralize the hydrogen. So therefore, if you're in an automobile accident or the tank gets ruptured, as the gas starts to leak out, it hits whatever this catalyst is that would also have to be pressured, and it renders the hydrogen incapable of exploding. That's a good thing. Now, what are some of the advantages of hydrogen, besides that it's relatively easy to make and relatively cheap to make? Well, you would still be able to use a lot of the already built infrastructure. You would just simply have to change them from selling gasoline to hydrogen, and to have ways to fill those tanks safely. Nothing insurmountable. You know, the biggest problem is I don't think most of the major car companies are looking at hydrogen as a potential fuel source. Now, what all of these methods that I've talked about, the biggest disadvantage for all of them, besides that there's not a lot of infrastructure built up for them, is that there's no uniformity in hydrogen or batteries or solar or what have you as a fuel source. Everybody is doing their own thing. And when everybody does their own thing, it means you buy a vehicle that runs on batteries. Well, a lot of these vehicles that run on batteries don't have the same type of charger. They don't have the same kind of head that goes onto the car to charge the batteries. Or, and all that all really comes, whether it's batteries by themselves, batteries with solar, batteries powered by however you want to power batteries. There's no uniformity, so you can't just go to a station of some kind and say, I need new batteries. You would have to go back to whoever it was that manufactured the vehicle and tell them, I need new batteries, and then they could pretty much set whatever the charge is. Whereas if everybody used the same type of batteries, the same type of solar panels, the same type of hydrogen distribution system, then you're getting your energy needs required for transporting you from your home to your office or home to wherever in a vehicle much cheaper, much easier to get parts, and it becomes much more like internal combustion engines. That has been the driving force as to why internal combustion engines have remained on the market for as long as they have, is that they have a common fuel source, which is gasoline. They all use gasoline or diesel. So fix that, and you can have your alternate methods of transportation. If you'd like to get a hold of me, Guy at mttfgo.com, Guy at mymac.com. I am Mac Parrot on the Twitters. And we have a Skype telephone number, 703-436-9501. Go to MacStock, July 21st, 22nd. Use the code MyMac, MYMAC, and you will receive $70 off. I'm at home, which is why I'm going so fast. You'll get $70 off of the cost of the conference, which will reduce your cost to $179 for the entire conference. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time on Guy's Daily Drive. I just want to go home.